life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, it helps futures lose pride.
Hello, everybody. This is Robert Ferguson, your nutritionist, a guy who shares because I care, and today is no different. Today is no different. But I got to be honest with you guys. Before I dive in, I got thrown off today. I got thrown off because one of my clients, Mr. Dan, thank you, Dan, sends me this article in the New York Times. And this article is titled, "Are Seed Oils Actually Bad for You?" Are seed oils actually bad for you? So that's a question I want to ask you. If you're catching me live or even a replay, are seed oils bad for you? Are they? I mean, not long ago, they would have asked the question, are trans fats bad for you? And they were in the food supply. And not until Dr. Fred Kumaral sued the FDA and won did they remove seed oils, or did they remove trans fats? Excuse me. Now, the reason why this is in the article, and I'm not going to go into it today because it's driving me crazy when I see stuff like this, because this article is political. Now, some of you who are my clients, you're on the Democrat side, which is fine. Some of you are on the Republican side. That's fine too. Some of you are independent. I really don't care what party you are on. I don't. I only care about the facts and the truth. And when I saw this article, I started to read it. And the reason why this article is coming out, we're going to have a whole show just on this, is because they're basically attacking Robert Kennedy because he knows, like I do, and I'm sure most of you, that seed oils are harmful. Canola oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, rice bran oil. We know they're harmful. I've been talking about it for years. All you have to do is go to one of these factories where they make it and just watch the process. It's unbelievable. And then they get these other doctors that say seed oils are good for you. They're healthy for you. But that doesn't surprise me, because if you go over to the American Heart Association's website right now, the American Diabetes Association website right now, they encourage you to use these oils. It's all about money, you guys. Now, some of you who may not like Robert Kennedy, but you know that seed oils are bad. This is a prime example of how you can see how they use the media to basically gaslight and create doubt, confusion. It's unbelievable what I just keep saying. But we'll get to that. I mean, looking at his art, I mean, it drives me crazy. And we'll see more and more of this, because a lot of the things that Robert Kennedy believes in, I believe when it comes to health. And I've done the work. I'm coming up on my 30th year in the space of nutrition and helping people lose weight, get off of medications, improve overall health, like reversing type 2 diabetes. I remember not that long ago when I would say and talk about reversing type 2 diabetes, I would have doctors reach out to me, send me letters and say that I was lying, that was not possible, because that's what was taught at the time. Fast forward, even the Cochrane report comes out. The Lancet, one of the most respected medical journals in the world, just a few years back, they were very clear that you can reverse, keywords, reverse type 2 diabetes. But 20 some years ago, I looked like I was crazy. So I can't wait to dive into that. And you know what? It's a good reminder. Like I have a food as medicine online course. We go live tomorrow. So this is Thursday if you're catching it live or the replay. And for 2 days, we learn. And it's also on demand. So you don't have to be there live the whole time. But you will have access to everything even after the conference, plus some bonus interviews and some bonus information. The reason why I'm making food as medicine available for a fraction of the cost. I mean, I believe people could be spending thousands of dollars for what I'm going to be sharing in this course. But I believe I want you to know it. I don't want you to be in the dark and be blind. I don't want you to figure it out when you're in the hospital and you never get to leave that hospital again. I've seen many of my friends I grew up with, they're gone. They're not here. I see some of them on Facebook posting while they're in the hospital, and I know I could help them. I just got one of my clients off dialysis. You don't hear that often. And wait till I do a whole show on that. Wait till you see how many drugs he was taking. And now he's completely off dialysis. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody can do that, but I'm saying there's a lot we can do. So if you want to learn more about the food as medicine, there's a link in the description, so go check it out. Also, I published an article today on my website about Down syndrome, individuals with Down syndrome. And I talk about this oil that I endorse called the Balance Oil. The Balance Oil is the only oil in the world at this very moment in time that has 2 very important ingredients in it. It has omega-3s with polyphenols. In that combination, we are seeing amazing things. We're seeing things improve with kids with ADHD, kids who are autistic, and now we're seeing it with people with Down syndrome. Then this morning, I will show you, and we'll do another one on this. One of my clients and one of our coaches, Sandy Silver, she has inflammation, in the mouth. She went to her dentist, and the challenges that she was having are reduced significantly. I think Sandy's catching me live, so let them know, Sandy. Let them know in the comments, because that's amazing to me. And it doesn't surprise me. Man, I'm telling you, I was shook up when I saw that article, because now the political people are going into my space, and I'm going to call them on it. And that doesn't mean that I'm Mr. Republican guy. If you're lying, you're lying. Seed oils are to be avoided at all costs. The same as we said with trans fats. Fast forward, trans fats are banned. The consensus came out, and it's clear that trans fats do not help anyone. Matter of fact, trans fats were killing people prematurely. Over 80,000 people a year, according to Harvard Public Health. I can say the same thing for people who aren't getting enough omega-3 fatty acids. A little bit more people. I think it's like 84,000. I think trans fats was around 82,000 of people were dying every year prematurely because they consume trans fats. And now we see that people who don't get enough omega-3s, over 80,000 of them are dying prematurely. And all these people with autoimmune challenges, gout, memory loss, Alzheimer's, dementia. Where's this all coming from? And last but not least, for those of you who are parents and you have kids who are autistic, ADHD, Down syndrome, don't buy a new pair of shoes. Don't go out to eat. Do something less so that you can provide the best to your kid. It's ridiculous when I watch parents who have kids with ADHD. They have kids who are falling into these categories, and they say they can't afford $42 to get that kid a bottle of this oil. I mean, come on. And lastly, for those who want the balance oil, reach out to me, because right now, until November 30th, they have like buy one, get one free. And I just discovered that when you get the test with the oil, you get a free test and another bottle of oil. Unbelievable. Okay. Anyway, let's have a conversation about this book. I want to show you the book. It's called Lies I Taught in Medical School. That is the feature. I'm not the doctor. I didn't teach in medical school. But this doctor taught medical school. His name is Dr. Robert Lufkin. So look at the book. Great read. I strongly recommend it. I just finished it. And I love it because one of the reasons why I like this book is because he supports everything I've been talking about for over 20 years. And I'm just going to open it up and kind of tell you the first three lies. Now, keep in mind that this guy, when he was born, his mom was a registered dietitian, and he grew up like following the food pyramid, the U.S. dietary guidelines, very strict. And I think that's where he says in his own words that's where he developed a passion for science. And so he believed what he grew up with, right? The government said, hey, this is what we believe. This is what we want you to do. And they've made changes. And there's a lot of lies around that. But people who are not informed or educated or well-read or well-traveled, they don't know. Right? We saw that during the pandemic. People you just don't know. You just do what you're told. Don't question anything. So I commend this gentleman who wrote this book. So it's titled Lies I Taught in Medical School, meaning there's a whole bunch of physicians that were taught by him. And there's a whole bunch of other professors that are teaching the exact same thing because that is what they teach. And you're not supposed to ask questions. Now, the subtitle of this book is How Conventional Medicine is Making You Sicker and What You Can Do to Save Your Life. Again, I have a food as medicine course. Don't put it off. I hope to see you there. And if you can't be there live, that's fine. You have on demand, but you want to be informed. I want you to be informed. I want you to know the things that I've discovered in my 29 plus years of doing what I do. I want the truth. I want to help people. I don't want to fall short. And I've made some mistakes. And when I make mistakes in things that I've taught based on what I had learned, then I'm the first one to raise my hand and say, hey, I made a mistake. And that's what this doctor did. He's raising his hand, and he acknowledges in this book that he may not get another grant. He may not be invited to certain events because pharma or certain powers to be, because he wrote this book, they don't want to invite him. All you got to do is just sit back and think, why is it that every year more people are sicker? More people are overweight. And the only thing people are cheering and celebrating is these drugs they keep coming out with. There's got to be something inside you that goes, something's not right here. Something's not adding up. And I've had people on social media push back at me and say, hey, Robert, I'm taking blood pressure medication. It's saving my life. If I didn't have this, I'd be dead. Okay. And then I bring up certain things they could do, and they think I'm trying to sell them my program. I would love for them to do my program because I know we can help them. But that's not the only reason why I'm saying that. It's the truth. Why do you want to stay on a medication that you were not designed to put in your body when there is another way? There's another way to reverse that bad stuff that's taking place in your life. Get your numbers right where you want them to be. Anyway. Okay. Now it's not a diet book. So don't go by it and think, hey, there's not. And he says that up front. This is great. But I want to just kind of cover and get your thoughts on these first 3 lies. The first lie, he says, 3 deadly lies I believed and taught in medical school. What do you think they are? I mean, Sandy, you're catching me live. What are they? So I'm going to share with you guys 3, and then we'll be done. We'll be done. What are the 3? Well, the first lie is the obesity lie. A calorie is just a calorie. That's a lie. I had one of my clients the other day who I've coached over a year text me and asked a question about something she was eating, and the question was framed around calories. And I was like, the calories mean nothing. Weight loss, because that's her goal, right, is to get rid of some body fat, is more about how your hormones, specifically insulin, responds to food that you eat. Now, common sense would say, and I'm calling this common sense, I'm not saying anybody's dumb, but if you ate a cup of same amount of calories, let's say you ate 100 calories of broccoli, and then you had 100 calories of jelly beans, do you think everything works the same? Eating jelly beans the same as broccoli? Same amount of calories. So it can't be just about calories. They said, well, if you drop your calories, you can lose weight. Yeah, but what kind of weight? Is it weight that's coming from your skeletal muscle? Is it water? Is it fat? And that's important, especially as you mature in life. So any time, or if you meet someone and they focus on calories, that is your first sign that they are not up to date. They are not informed. Because weight loss is not solely about calories. And I share this with my clients, and it seems like if I don't coach them for 2 months, or they go on a trip, or let's say I get back with them a year later, their mind goes all the way back to calories. That just proves that I didn't do a good job at coaching them, or they didn't do a good job at retaining the information that I share with them, because I know I shared it with them. So I'm in agreement with this doctor. And there's a whole bunch of other scientists, and the data is pretty damn clear that this is an ongoing lie and is still taught in medical school. It's 2024, and this lie is still taught. Wow. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm just turning through the pages. The second lie, he says, is the diabetes lie. Ooh, there's a lot of people with type 2 diabetes out there. He says type 2 diabetes is best treated with insulin. That's what people are told. But that's a lie. That's a lie. And he goes on to say that this used to be the most common type of diabetes. Okay, he's talking about type 1. But many of you have type 2 diabetes, and they're putting you on drugs. There's a popular drug called Ozempic. There's quite a few other ones now. Then they want to put you on insulin. And some of you will just do it because the doctor told you to do it. But then I could put you on the phone with many of my clients who reversed their type 2 diabetes. Not all. Some are at a place, depending on when I get with them, sometimes you just have to preserve what you can preserve. But most people that I work with who are type 2 diabetic, we can get it under control and we can reverse it naturally. We can get off all the meds naturally. But the propaganda around this stuff, like someone just sent me a supplement that a network marketing company is selling. I've seen a few of these peptides and GLP-1, and it's just disgraceful. I mean, just disgrace. It's disgraceful, the lies that these people are putting out there. So yes, he taught lies in medical school, but there's a whole bunch of people who are just lying. That's why I love the Balance oil that I endorse. It's a supplement, and it's the real deal. I would stand before Congress and defend the Balance oil with total confidence. These people out there selling these GLP-1 supplements and just lying to people, rig like little studies that they're saying, give me a break. I don't even know how they sleep at night. I really don't. But then again, they're getting paid because there's people who are gullible, just uninformed, that don't know what to look for, what not to look for, and just believe them. If I were you, some of you who are catching me like sharing this information, and let's say you're with a company that sells one of these products, then ask your upline or someone to get on the call. Say, hey, do you mind? It'll help me feel at ease. I respect Robert. I follow him. I knew him. He was on these other science boards, and you know what? Can you just get on the phone and he's open to it. It's not going to be a yelling match, but can you just help him understand how our supplement is so amazing? I'm open to it. Now, I'm not here to contest every supplement. I'm not. But when it's a bold lie, then I'm up for that challenge. I mean, I got a couple people who I wish I could get on my team as I'm building a team, but they get in their own way. I mean, ignorance is not bliss. Follow the truth. Make a difference. It's like Susie introducing the Balance oil to, a relative who has a kid who's autistic, who's using words now, who's drawing in between the lines. And we know that the only thing that changed in that kid's life is they started using this Balance oil. I mean, how can you not? I mean, everyone, you guys, everyone will benefit from this stuff. Okay. I'm losing focus. It's not a Balance oil moment. I'm supposed to share with you these lies. Okay. All right. So the third lie says it's the heart disease lie. Ooh, now this is a good one. Dietary saturated fats and cholesterol cause heart disease. Now, I know this is a lie, but the world doesn't know this, right? Now, what's interesting, he says cholesterol and saturated fat, right? That's why for years they would say don't eat egg yolks because they're high in cholesterol. If you want to bring your cholesterol down, don't eat shrimp because it's high in cholesterol. Well, now the FDA, the U.S. Dietary Guidelines, the American Heart Association, they all agree that eating cholesterol does not cause heart disease. They've been preaching this since the 50s. And they finally, as of 2015, had to eat some crow. Now, they still haven't eaten crow on the saturated fat. That's still up for debate. Well, on their end, they're hanging on to that one. And at the same time, they're pushing people on the seed oils. Unbelievable what they're doing. And when they get caught, like with trans fats, who went to jail? Like when they lost the suit and admitted that trans fats were so dangerous that they were forced to remove them out of the food supply. Who went to jail? No one. The government can't go to jail. No one went to jail. And thousands, millions of people died because it was in the food supply. It was in cookies and crackers. And nobody went to jail. Nobody even talks about it anymore. It's like, we just go right past it and it's all over. There's some mean people out there. If you're in for a good read, I've recommended this to some of my coaches, some of my clients. They all like it. He does a really good job. He gets a little scientific, a little bit, but then he brings it back home. And it was written with the writer, whoever this editor was. They did a good job. I love it because certain things are exposed. And enough people have bought the book that it is a USA Today bestseller. and maybe it'll become a New York Times bestseller. It's a good book, and it makes sense. Now I have another book, and I'm gonna do something on this book also. This one's called Blind Spots by Dr. Marty McCary. And I know recently he spoke in front of Congress. Guy went to Harvard, really astute, amazing. He does a really good job, quick and easy read book also. There's a common thread between these two books. And most of the books that talk about your health and nutrition, strong bibliographies. The data is clear. It's the establishment right now that is fighting and doing everything they can to keep the narrative where it is. And because Robert Kennedy, going back to the seed oils in New York Times today, because he's going to be the secretary for the Department of Health and Human Services, they just want to smear this guy the best they possibly can. There's so many books, there's so much research that is so clear that seed oils are horrible. Both of these gentlemen in these two books right here, they both talk about it. And you have some people, because of their political beliefs, and we've been talking about this for years, but you have some people who are going to question if seed oils really are that bad. And they know better. Lord help us. Lord help us. Okay. Anyway, any questions for me? If you catch me live, I am coming to you live from the 805, by the way. But if you're in a situation where you want help, if you want to learn more, schedule a free consultation with me. We can get on the phone for 5 minutes, 20 minutes. I'll answer any questions. If I don't have the answer, I will either say I'll get back to you, or I'll hopefully send you in a direction where you can get the answer. But the goal here is for us to become informed. And that's why the Food is Medicine, I'm going to do it once a year. We did it the same time last year. We're doing it again. I almost missed it, but I was able to put together a real solid curriculum. So I'm excited to take everybody through it with the goal of everyone who attends to be more informed after attending than before they came in. So we're off to the races, and I will be back because we're going to have a whole conversation. I'm going to invite some of our coaches to actually sit and have a conversation about this article in the New York Times. I find this article to be disgraceful, and I would love to be interviewed or be on a panel with this woman who wrote it. Her name is Alice Callahan. And I mean, she's the writer, so I'm not throwing her under the bus, but you can tell that it's a little bit, they're going after Robert Kennedy. They want to make him look stupid. And people go online and make your comments, go in and make comments and share your views and share what you are aware of, so that these people know that we're not dummies. We're not out here just believing what you write when we know the truth. She's just now coming around to it. Unbelievable. All right, you guys. Life is good. It really is. And I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will be back mañana. And until then, let me see. There's something else I wanted to show you. There is nothing else I wanted to show you. Okay. All right. I'm Robert Ferguson. If you want to learn more, contact me. Go to dietfreelife.com or look underneath. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you can share it, it's always appreciated because that helps us get the word out. Until the next one, peace out.
A world of dice is a new way to see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feels so right.